Greetings and salutations on this Friday evening.
What
Shawnee,
up? Yes.
Shawnee. There's so much
Dustin,
going on.
Dustin.
There's it's batshit crazy how much is going on right this second. Oh man, like so much brain goo everywhere and gray matter and everything else is just floating around right now. Because we've pushed and we scraped and we've done everything we could to get to a certain point, and I personally believe we've arrived. I believe that we're there. If you're an ethereal buyer or ethereal reader or whatever else, you know that we've been putting out books for a while now. I've been putting out books since before I started Ethereal. I was putting out books. And right now we've managed, I don't know, it was about 6 months ago, we started putting out 2 books a month. About 6 months ago. And we moved printers, and we had a couple artists fall off, got some new artists, did some stuff, normal business shenanigans, right?
Yep.
Well, currently, I'll say this. We've been shipping now as of December, January. We've been shipping 2 books a month since December, January.
Yep.
And that has been the coolest thing in the whole world. It really, really has. Even though I have not stopped moving once.
We think it's awesome. You're probably exhausted.
I am exhausted, though I think it's absolutely phenomenal. It's an amazing thing to see. Like right now, I just shipped out every issue of the Listener 5. If anybody was,
I got my tracking number.
Yes. That's April Rena.
Hello. And it's April. And the Floofinator.
Thanks, Nathan. I appreciate you, man. But no, it's really, really cool to see so many books coming in. Like right now with shipping out My Metal Girl, shipping out the Listener. We also just, we've got My Metal Girl 2 is live right now. And it's weird the way it coincided, because I always wanted that for the brand. I always wanted the book to go live as people were picking up their books and receiving their books, because I always thought it would be really cool to be like, oh yeah, well I just read that, I enjoyed it, the next issue is available for pre-order. That was always the goal. Yep. And we're getting there in a different way than I had intended, but we're getting there.
Are you saying that life happened?
Life does happen, but it also finds a way.
Ooh.
Finds a way to do really cool stuff. It really does. Yes. I'm absolutely thrilled with everything going on. It's Brian. We love Brian. Brian's a great guy and an amazing team member. We love working with him. He's a really, really good dude. He's working on some issues right now. I can't wait to show you that guy's new stuff coming from Brian. So I'm very, very excited about it. Now back to My Metal Girl 2. If you guys haven't seen it, make sure you run over there and check out the Kickstarter. It is issue 1 is available on there as well. Issue 1 is also available on the Ethereal website now, which is www.ethereal-comics.com. And I don't have that banner anymore, but it is there. It is www.ethereal-comics.com. It's on there. There's, oh my gosh, Frog Legs is on there. Underland is on there right now. All kinds of brand new books, guys, are on the website right now. And most of those books are here already. So if you order them off the website, they just go right out. And you can look behind me and see all the shenanigans. Shawnee's like, I want to get in there and organize it so bad.
I do.
There are so many books behind me. Like there are probably 9 long boxes of ethereal books behind me right now. And there's also, look, before I went live, I was packing more boxes. There's like a stack of them on that little stool behind me. But it's always going. And that's what the goal always was to be, to have an immediate rotation of books. So if you look at the numbers, I know a lot of people don't care, but there are a lot of people that are interested in how the metrics work. I think we shipped 6,000 books in the past 2.5 months. That's a lot of books, and we're very grateful to everyone who picked them up. And so is Teddy Ruxpin. He's grateful too. You see him in the corner. He's so grateful.
He's got his little unicorn horn.
We love him
because he can't see.
He's precious.
Oh, he's adorable.
So anyway, so we got My Metal Girl 2 is live. If you get the opportunity, please swing by and check it out. It's a really fun book. Zai is working his absolute ass off on that book, and it looks so good. Like, it does look so good. Now, the big news for right this second, we are not going to go live with the book tonight. We were planning on it, but things happen, so we're gonna wait. And what's going on, Peter? We're probably going to go live with Greed in the next couple of days. Definitely want to make sure we go live before we go to Phoenix, because I'm not going to be able to keep up with that while we're in Phoenix. So,
too much going on in Phoenix.
Too much going on in Phoenix.
All good stuff, but a lot.
Oh my gosh, lots of stuff. So we are going to be at Phoenix Fan Fusion next week. We will be there for 4 days. We'll be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So if you want to come bullshit with us, I'm sure you can find us down there at the bar, at the hotel, or the restaurant, or drawing, doodling.
We're doing stuff for charity because they have the poker tournament on Friday night.
Yep. Whoop, whoop.
We're very excited. I absolutely love the poker tournament. I cannot play. I suck so bad.
But it's for the children.
The children don't get to see me suck so bad while I'm down there.
They don't need to know the downs and dirties of it. It's fine.
I'm just saying,
Dustin and I will be very supportive bystanders.
Yes, we will be very supportive. And Dustin will be there.
I don't play poker. I don't have the money to lose, and I don't play the game because I'm not good at it. So, yeah,
I strictly do it just to up the ante. I'm a terrible player. I am, because this is my default expression, so you don't know if it's good or bad.
Right.
And don't play to win. I just keep on going all in.
I have seen that firsthand. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yes, you have.
That's how I play.
Oh my gosh. How I just only because I do the raffle. So if you are there, you can buy a raffle ticket. And all of the raffle tickets go towards Kids Need to Read. And I get drunk, I play poker, and then I get to work and I draw that raffle prize. I'm trying to figure out what I want to actually do for this time. And, since they're trying to cancel Tinkerbell, I think she kind of maybe I've gotten to the front of the line. I don't know. We'll see.
And you know what I think you should do? I think you should do our Tinkerbell.
I was thinking about it. But it's also team recognition, So, unless you're bringing a couple of the June and Jung covers, I don't know if they're going to put 2 and 2 together to know that it's her.
June and Jung covers. Oh, yeah.
There Be Shadows to know.
Yes,
to loop it all back together, but we just don't have the stuff in the things.
Yeah, no, there are a bajillion books right now, but that is not one of them.
That is not one of them. No.
But of all the books here, I got to tell you guys, it's going to sound wild. April and Shawnee know how much I love The Listener, and I mailed out all the Listener books today. But when people go hunting for ethereal books, right, I always hear the big names. When you hunt for ethereal books. And even from the collectors. But you know what's funny? The rarest ethereal books are the Listener books. They really are. Whereas, I think we had to have done 1,300 copies of My Metal Girl between stores and just for issue 1 for pre-orders for stores and shop and Kickstarter. But when you look at the Listener, I think I only did 60 copies of that book, the last issue. So if you're looking for the harder to come by, and I'm not putting it on the website. Sorry about that, guys, but it's not. I'm not putting it on the website. So if you see those are the books to pick up if you're looking for the rare ethereal books, because there's less than 100 of each of those books printed. You know, it's really wild. But again, super grateful because that was the first book we ever did, and it's definitely something special to us. And then I did my first remark on a book today. For those of you that don't know, I used to be an artist, and I went to college for design. I've done all kinds of stuff, but I broke my hand 4 fucking times, and it no longer does quite right when I try to do something. That's why you'll notice that when I sign
that's his opinion on that. No more breaking your hand.
You'll notice that when I sign books, I only do my initials. Because I don't like to sign my full name anymore. And I know a lot of people think it's silly, but it's whatever. It makes me feel good. You know what I mean? I just do the initials and I'm good for it. So anyway, so I did a remark for our friend Jake today.
Nice.
And it was a lot of fun. So that may end up becoming a thing again.
Okay.
It may not, though. Trust me on this. It might.
We shall see what happens.
Very small chance that starts up again, but we'll see.
And if it does, then he got a really incredibly awesome, rare little piece for
you.
Yeah.
If it does, it'll be fun. If it doesn't, it's still going to be fun.
Still going to be fun.
But yes, so Phoenix is going to be great. Shawnee will be there. Bodum Ethereal
so
will be
excited
there.
I get to go.
We're so excited. Bodum will be there. Trevor Grace might stop by. I know Jarek Tipton might stop by. Lots of folks. Sammy's going to be there. Jess is going to be there.
The ladies.
Yes, it's going to be tons of fun. So if you get the opportunity and you want to get books signed, make sure you come by. All book signings are free. Now, one really cool thing that April is doing this weekend coming up is she has on hand, she will have a couple blanks for books that are not out yet. Now,
but they're just for pre-order.
There are pro quos. I love Gus. There are pro quos to her having these blanks. Hi. She will do. I know that she wants to do some blank sketches, but she'll have to wait to receive them. So I'm very excited. It's Anna. How's it going, Adam? I'm very, very pumped about you guys getting to get original artwork from April because her blank sketches are beautiful. For those of you that haven't seen them, they are absolutely beautiful.
I am lucky enough to have a few.
Oh my gosh!
April's done for me on blank covers. They are
look,
stunning.
So we are also bringing blanks for books that we can give out at the show. Okay. So if you want a blank done like that, I'm sure she's willing to do those too. I would think. And then those though, April is batshit crazy, kids. She will work all night long. I've done so many shows with her. She is my battle buddy. I've done so many shows with April. And frankly, I honestly don't think I'll do shows without April anymore. I mean, that's my bud. You know what I mean? So when we go though, I have watched her stay up till 3 a.m. working on sketch covers for folks. So if you're ever worried about not getting a sketch at the show, just get in line real quick. Be the first couple of them that are in there, and she'll make sure you get them back.
But here's something else that I'll do. I want to make sure everybody gets quality work. Just because we're at a show doesn't mean that you have to take it home immediately. I will do them and ship them, without any problem. Everything gets shipped in a top loader and reinforced with, cardboard padding and whatnot. And I do my best to make sure it gets to where it needs to go at an affordable cost. So,
always a good thing.
we've got a lot scheduled while we're there in Phoenix.
For sure.
And I don't want anybody worried that I'm trying to cut corners in order to make a buck, because that's not how I've done this business for the last 10 years. And I don't plan on trying to
start it now.
Yeah, like there's no reason for it. Everything that I do, everything I put my name on it, I really, really want it to be amazing. Absolutely. And I don't know, I really like my customer service. So
that's a big thing, right?
It really, really is.
Speaking of things and whatnots, let's segue over to that real quick. Bone Material is live tonight at 10 o'clock, guys, doing whatnots for Ethereal. So make sure if you get the opportunity, check out Bone Material. He's a great guy, and he does all kinds of badass deals. Because if he didn't, I wouldn't give him the deals that he gets. So, and he's a member of our team. He's been a member of our team for about a year. Great guy. He is a member. He's a good dude. So swing by and check out Bone Material on Whatnot. And let's go ahead and I'm curious, Shawnee, what are you excited about most?
Oh, Lord. About the books or about Phoenix or about just life in general?
Phoenix, tell us what you're hyped about.
Oh, I like it. I was telling you before the show. It was like I'm excited on so many levels. I'm excited. This will be my first time actually being able to go to Phoenix, the Phoenix Fan Fusion. Right, so I am super excited. I've heard nothing but good things about it. And I'm just super stoked to be able to spend time with the Ethereal team. You guys are amazing. You're a lot of fun. It's just, on a slightly personal note, I don't get to go to a lot of cons that aren't local, just money and time. Sure. So this will be an experience again. This is my time to spread my wings and try something different. And I'm just really excited about that.
Well, you're one of us. One of us. One of us.
So and it'll be fun to see all the different things, all the people I know, like the Brian Polito and
oh my gosh, I don't know. I'm sure Coffin will be there.
Coffin will be there, and so I mean, just get to see some of the normal people I don't always get to see all the time. So that's always a good fun to be able to reconnect. And I get to see Bodum again, which is I get to.
I'm excited to see you get to have fun and enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
That's an awesome thing, And I know April's going to have a blast. Last time we went to Phoenix, April is in her.
I get to hang out with April.
But she's like a fish to water in Phoenix. Like it is the most ridiculous thing. Like you'll walk up and you'll be like, "Where'd she go?" And she's like fluttering off somewhere, and she's like, "I know that guy and that guy and that guy," and I'm just like, "Oh man!" And last time we went, we had artist alley tables, didn't we? Weren't they artist alley tables that we were in last time? So we have our own fancy Ethereal booth this time, guys. So make sure you come see us. We're right outside of Artist Alley. So we're going to be like, you literally have to come past us to get to the main part of Artist Alley. So,
oh, darn.
Actually, we're over near the guests. We're like Tony Parker, Mog Park, Greg Capullo. We'll be like spitting distance from Greg.
Yeah. Everybody's excited about that.
It'll be fine. I mean,
it'll be good.
Totally good.
It'll be fun to see Mog.
For sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's similar. April knows. I know April knows everybody. So, for sure. But my husband jokes with me a little bit, just even though I'm slightly newer. But I love the cons. I love meeting you guys. It's 6 degrees of. I get to meet all these different people. Yeah, he's always joking too. When we go to a convention or go somewhere where there's comic artists, they're like, "Oh, hey, where's Shawnee?"
Yeah.
So I will be joining April and going around, and so even if I don't know people, I'm very excited.
You have to do it, because there are coming from someone that has started as someone that attended, and then starting as someone that owned a shop and had my own booths, and then going from that to being a guest before I had my own business, and then now doing it as a business. There are so many things that you get to see from so many different angles and aspects, the different ways that you do a con. Like I remember my fondest memory, I'll say it all the time, I think Phoenix is my absolute favorite. I mean, I've only done it once, but I've done MegaCon and Comic Con and everything like that, and Dragon Con and all kinds of other crap a million times, you know. But the time I went to Phoenix, so many things happened. It was like, I remember when we put out BGD, right? I don't know if many of you guys remember back when we did the first issue of BGD, but I think April is. I don't know if she knows she's muted.
Yeah, she does. She's talking, I think, off camera. So.
But so anyway, when we first put out BGD on Kickstarter, it like did this thing, you know, where it says you may also like this book, right? So like the first time we dropped BGD, they also had dropped a Kickstarter for Lady Death, and I've been collecting Lady Death since forever, right? Like literally forever, and not as gung ho as some of y'all. You know what I mean? I know y'all. Y'all are amazing. Y'all are like card carrying members.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, I love the shit out of Brian. You guys are a whole different animal. But anyway, at the bottom, when it's on the Lady Death campaign, it says, you know, campaigns you also may not like this or this. Babes Going Dinosaurs was at the bottom of it. And I remember just thinking that was the neatest thing. Yep. So I was walking down the hall before the show and ran into Polito. And I'd met Brian once or twice before that. But he was like, man, I dig the dinosaur stuff. You know, way to go. And I had just been poking around at boxes, you know, just seeing what was around. And that to me was incredible. You know, it was an incredible thing. And then I walk over and it's like all the cats that I've known for years are just all hanging out and stuff. And, you know, and then like I was telling Shawnee, I had never met Nei face to face before, you know, and that was such a fun experience because she's an amazing human. Like she's a beautiful human being. And it was a bunch of fun. And then there was like, we hung out with the Coffin crew that evening. We went to play poker the night before, you know. Oh dude, that's like one thing that you never want to miss out on. Like when I say that she's a legitimate human, like she's just like, there's an air about her, and you guys take it however the fuck you want to take it. But there's an air about her as a person that you just walk up and it's like everything is peaceful. You know what I mean? There's like no negative energy in the world when you're talking to her.
She has an old and beautiful soul.
For sure. Absolutely, dude. Like, oh my God. So if you can, and you get the opportunity to go to Phoenix, make sure you go to Phoenix. I can't hype it enough. I really can't hype it enough. Everybody's cool. The fans are great. I remember I was sitting at the booth that I wasn't even supposed to get, but I was sitting at the table and I didn't have any kind of swag. I didn't have any kind of merchandising material to show off. I had like one short box or two short boxes. I had two short boxes and left with like a quarter of a short box from that show. And a lot of you guys may be like, that's normal. What the fuck ever. But our books are not cheap. You know what I mean? So we go with a couple short boxes, and that's like my mortgage for the month, you know? So when we go and we move that much product, it showed something to me that was absolutely phenomenal, that Phoenix was ready for what Ethereal brought to the table, you know? And I was sitting next to Jim Noble at his table, and, you know, so you got Totally Rad's books, and we at the time, we're not venturing that far into that type of content. You know, we weren't going that far with it. You guys are in for a real fucking treat with the Red Label, though. Let me tell you, because it's coming soon, and it's coming fucking hard.
That's what she
unintended.
said. No.
No.
It's a beautiful, beautiful art.
It
I
is
can only
absolutely
imagine the content.
You guys are in for a treat, I promise. I mean, like.
Sneak peeks. It's gonna be amazing. It's
right,
really, really cool. A lot of fun, beautiful art, exciting stories.
Gosh. The Red Label is gonna smash, guys. You guys are gonna love it. The storytelling is there, the artwork is there, but we just took it to that level that you guys have been asking for a while.
Yep.
And everybody can be like, we didn't ask. Look, I got enough emails, enough messages, enough conversations that you guys wanted Ethereal to be putting out strictly adult.
And if it's a little outside your comfort zone, that's okay.
Yeah, hey,
you can stick with the blue label. We got plenty there for everyone. A little something for everybody.
That's it. And that's been the goal, right? Was always to put out content for different folks, different strokes and whatnot, but it's like, I was like earlier last year, I was nervous about the Free the Lizard variant, and April was beating me up about it. She's like, you got to go. You got to do it. We're going to do it. And
I'm just the equal opportunity sexist kind of gal. Like, if we're going to give it to you with one gender, we might as well give it to you with the others.
And,
talk about equal opportunity with something for everybody.
It's good for the goose is also good for the gander.
For sure.
100%.
So I was real nervous, and then you guys, picking up the books and stuff changed my mind, because April and Shawnee and whoever else can talk till they're blue in the face. But you guys are the ones that bring the real movement.
Yep.
You guys bring the real motion. And it's funny that a lot of people think that what they say is not heard or what they feel is not paid attention to. I'm here to fucking tell you on my mother that everything you guys tell us, I pay attention to. You want to see something different with this? You want to see something different with that? We pay attention to it. You like the shipping like this? You want the shipping like that? We pay attention to these things. The only thing I can't do, I just can't waterproof. I got that one recently. That's not a thing, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot waterproof your Gemini. I'm real sorry. Unless I lacquered it.
You could put it in a plastic bag or a bubble container.
We could do a bubble sealer. Yeah, that might do it. But it would not have helped that poor gentleman that's bag. They put his Gemini looked like someone had sunk it underwater and held the book underwater for like an hour and then put it in his mailbox. It looked like a goddamn crispy treat.
Oh no!
So you're saying it could have ventured down to the Titanic?
I imagine it could have.
I bet it may have.
Another thing that has come up recently that has made me laugh, and I want to bring it up live so you guys can, everybody likes live because they can go back and hear things or see things, what the fuck ever, quote the shit out of you. I dig it. Quote the fuck out of me. So recently there's been the bear and the chick thing, right? We put out a couple covers last year and they've been coming in. So I've been sharing them from Fallen Leaves. One of our main characters is a druid that can turn into a bear. All right. And everybody's like, oh, I get it. You really don't though. It's not a thing. We're not trying to get politically involved in anybody's bullshit. It's just a cool cover that had a goddamn bear on it. So there's that.
I'm so happy to be uncool and
yeah.
not have anything. I have no. When somebody mentioned that whole the bear, and I went, "What the hell are you talking about?" I still don't get it, and I'm okay with that.
Dude,
to be perfectly honest,
it hit me like the furry thing hit me. Like I had no idea what anybody was fucking talking about when we first put out If It Hops, and we started getting emails that were great. We got the nicest emails from people. And talking about how they appreciated us and stuff. And we didn't know anything about that, but we were like, we're happy to be, supportive. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
I think that's one of the beautiful things too about you guys as a company is that case in point, you listen.
We try to.
You read those emails, you listen when people talk, when they ask questions, when they make suggestions, if they have even a complaint. I mean, you may not be able to fix or do everything, but you listen, you acknowledge. And that's huge because not everybody does that.
I have looked at a lot of things, and since we started doing comics, right? I've been reading comics my whole life. And like when we first did we have a dwarf character in Fallen Leaves. And I remember April going, that's really cool. And I didn't understand because I'm ignorant to stuff like that. I don't think about it, And when people start saying that they like to be represented and we can do that, that's fucking cool, right? That's fucking cool. Because as ignorant as I am about some things, I still like everybody until they give me a reason not to. So I'm super about it.
Well, I think it's awesome that you managed to represent and all the things and the variety and the diversity and everything else, even
look,
in your ignorance. That to me is that's the highest level there.
Man. We have so much fun with it. There are so many different parts. Like
nobody can claim you're playing a game because you're like you didn't know the game was being done. And like,
I learn the game as I play. You know, like I do. I learn as I play because I don't even know it exists half the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so when we started working on fucking There Be Shadows, everybody started going, well, is it a kid's book? It's not a kid's book. It's not a kid's book in the least. You know, well, there are children in the book. Sure fucking are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, main characters are 2 kids. Okay, but there's nudity, not around the children. You know what I mean? Not around the children. Same thing with Greed.
I was gonna say, just like Greed, yep.
It's like if you've read Greed, you'll notice that there are 2 different stories altogether that run in that book. You know, and if it wasn't good, Shawnee wouldn't like it, and Shawnee likes it, so I'm okay with that one.
Well, that's a little bit of pressure there, but I do like it. Yes, I do.
Well, you know, I think it's fun to work on product that you're not used to seeing, but will draw you in the same. Like I love the cover artists. I absolutely love the cover artists. I think Dan and April are both doing great work with the cover artists from Colors. And, you know, I think Gus is helping a lot too. I think he gets in there too and helps out. But there's
he's definitely behind the scenes help.
Yeah. I think he's in there. But so there's a lot that we're accomplishing, and we're getting to give you different types of stories and different kinds of outlets, but also give you amazing storytelling. You know, like when we started working with Dan was only working in this aspect of this industry with us. Now he's doing so much more, and it's amazing to watch. You know, Dan's an incredible talent. He's an incredible creator, and having him work with me. I mean, this is a guy that I was reading his books, you know, before I even owned a store. You know, so it's like to be able to work with someone that has been around like that, and you can learn from. Like I learn from April all the fucking time. Like, you know, again, I'm hard-headed as shit, but I still learn. You know, there's a lot to be seen with Ethereal, and there's a lot to, you know, grow with Ethereal. I have a lot of fun with you guys when you talk about a character. You reach out and you're like, hey, look, I like this character or that character. I had a guy had me in tears over the listener like a couple different times in the past couple of years, because people vibe with your characters, and that's one thing that nothing can take from you. That's between your reader and yourself, and it's an incredibly powerful experience. You know, like Shawnee has characters that she likes a lot, and she'll talk about those characters. She has characters that she's like, oh, that's not for me, but I understand it, you know, and that's all feedback, you know, that fuels the machine, you know, the creative mind. It moves what we're doing. Like when it came to My Metal Girl, I was real nervous about My Metal Girl because I didn't just want to get anybody. You know, I knew I didn't want an American artist for My Metal Girl. And I wanted someone that could help teach me what it was to work with an actual manga and not just somebody that wanted to be in manga. You know, so when we picked up Zai, I was blown away. Like I was blown away. Super, super knowledgeable dude, man. Incredibly talented in all aspects of it. You know, he wanted to do black and white, right? Like, and it's black and white stuff. Amazing. Yep. It's absolutely amazing. But I didn't think we were ready for that yet as a brand. I didn't think we were prepared for that.
I would agree with that. Just as a fan and collector, while it is beautiful and everything else, that's when I pick up at this point when I pick up an ethereal book, I'm not expecting black and white.
For sure.
So it would have been a little
right? Like Devin Massey and I have talked about it numerous times. Because you know that's their playing field. You know, he likes the black and white stuff. He enjoys color too, but that's his wheelhouse. And since we started doing Theater 7 in color, I just like we did the black and white edition. I don't know if you guys remember, But issue 1 of Theater 7 did have a black and white edition that we released. It was a low run, but we put it out for the fans that like the black and white. And I'm not against that either. Trust me, because once I've got it colored, I can put it in black and white for you. It's not a problem. But it's one of those things where, is the fan base there? Do you guys enjoy that? Do you not enjoy that? You know, now you can do a lot more with black and white than you can with color in certain aspects. And same thing with color, you know, but black and white's unforgiving. Like, you can't, if you do it in just lines, you can't color it. Like, you can't hide something in black and white. It's like, you know, what's beautiful about that is it's like a naked form. It really is. There is no clothing. There are no frills. It is that entity. Eventually we'll probably do another edition in black and white, but right now I don't think we're ready as a brand for that. We are ready for some other things though. We just started doing the glow in the dark covers recently, you know, and I'm so jazzed about the glow in the dark. I really, really am. I think that we've wanted to do it for a while, but we were waiting for the technology to be the way that we wanted it to be, instead of having to worry about whether it was going to be good enough or whatever else.
And I have to say, I think the cover that you chose for the inaugural is out of this world. It's going to be
oh my gosh. His Vin's is a beast, man. It doesn't matter what we put him on. He's just a monster. So if you guys don't know Vin's El Tab, you should really look at his stuff. It's absolutely gorgeous. He also does amazing work for Marvel. He does cards for them and stuff. Beautiful, beautiful work. And he does other indie titles as well. But we're also doing spot foils now, and that's super, super fun. April taught me about spot foils. I didn't get mansplained about them, but she did teach me about spot foils.
You know who really could do it in a way that you would appreciate? My husband.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Gus won't mansplain me.
He'll make you feel like it's so simple and that you'll be lucky to be in the presence. Right, honey?
Oh, gosh.
That the way
Yeah,
did his heart is through his stomach. Woohoo!
We can grunt, and that works as an ascent. I'm
It
about.
really does. It really does.
I get, huh. You know, if we're at a show, if you guys ever see me at a show and you holler at me, and I just turn around and I go, huh, that's me acknowledging you. Just so you know, I have learned this. I learn things. I pay attention. So this is now going to be the way it's not what's up. Hey, how are you? Huh.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's going to be an interesting time.
That's the new response. Actually, I respond really well for shots of tequila at my table when you walk by. Just a heads up. And April, if you ever have any questions about the old arithmetic, you bring a couple shots of tequila and she'll tell you all about some math.
Oh, I'll be one of those crazy conspiracist theorists going through all the stuff and the things, and I'll put it together a Venn diagram.
Yeah.
And it might even be color coordinated because I'll have colors with me. It'll be fantastic.
Yeah.
No chart and diagram with colors. Ooh.
So there was like 2 different conventions. Amelita's needed help with math or something, and I'm just like, oh my god, really?
Yeah.
But I figured it out from 500 miles away, man.
Well, that was before Taco Bell Tatas almost took me out.
Oh, yes. Let's talk about Tatas.
Johnny missed out on that one. Keith
I did, but I heard the story, and I can. You told it so well. I can. It was like I was there.
Yeah, Keith made that night. Let me tell you. So anyway,
and it was forever,
And the button of doom.
Squee After Dark. So I mean, it's just there.
Yeah.
Thanks to Thomas Andrews. So.
You know what?
No, it was you. You shanghaied my poll. Naughty baby. Naughty.
Yeah. I shanghaied the pool. I remember that.
You sure did. We took that on over.
Speaking of that, we should do a fast food variant set with like the girls from the books leaning out of the fast food window, trying to take you out because that's what happened to me. You fuckers laugh because that shit happened.
That did really, yeah, no, and it was interesting because they were all out of Baja Blast, and I guess they were afraid to disappoint us.
That's right.
They were trying to overcompensate.
But we got plenty of hot sauce. I'm like, I bet you do, honey.
Can you put those back in the window and out of my window?
That button was hanging on for
dear button too, I'm telling you, man.
Oh, and you know what? God. She has nothing to be ashamed for.
Nothing.
Her mama loves her. So
God bless her.
I'm just saying, I would have gotten an accident if that button had shifted the slightest bit.
God, I would never let you lift it down. It'd be hilarious.
I would have been smothered. Like they were almost in the window of the car. It was the most insane thing. like it felt like her face was on the roof of the car, and she was just like trying to murder me with a nipple. I don't know what the heck
wow, I think you had a ways to go before that happened, but
that's what it felt like from the person in the perspective. You know what I mean? Sometimes the perspective, it's like your mirror says things are closer than they appear. This shit was about to kill me. I almost lost an eye. I was glad I was wearing glasses. They deflected the nipple. And
murdered by memories.
Just slid right off. Yeah, murdered by memories. What is that? What is that other thing? That's like the murder by the thigh thing. What is that? Death by snoo. Yeah. It's like murder by memories. We're gonna call that the ma'am. Did you get ma'am? Fuck no, I'm already dead. Anyway, so
I don't know nothing about that.
We should do a Death by Snoo cover set too. That'd be great. Anywho, hey man, Broadsword did it years back and it was cute as fuck. Somebody else just did one recently too, but I'm not gonna have some chick sit on some dude's head on a cover. Sorry, kids. It's just not in my. She was squishing his fucking head, like his eyeballs were popping out, like her booty cheeks were just like squishing his head. I don't want that. That's not sexy.
I'm sure I could find a way to make it sexy, though. I would.
Anybody could. It's April. Yes.
I'm not saying you couldn't rotate the man's head so he's like at the all-you-can-eat buffet. All I'm saying is she was doing it to harm the man. It was not like she was,
Some people are into that. How dare you shame them?
I didn't shames. No shame.
I heard your voice just crack up an octave.
It did, because I don't want my head sat on and squished it.
Oh. I think there should be a poll out in the field regarding that.
Segue into the Muscle Mommies. We do have a great Muscle Mommy coming out. We love her to pieces. She's a member of the Kaiju Cuties. And if you guys aren't following Win Dolores, you're missing out. Make sure you follow Win. He's a great guy. He's actually a mangaka of ours as well. And he's working on Kaiju Cuties for the Red Label.
That is
beautiful.
Still a funny word.
Beautiful book. Mangaka. Beautiful book.
I'm not even going to attempt to say it.
Say it, April.
Mangaka.
That's right.
Oh.
I tip it from my bunghole.
There you go. That's
there it is. That's it. Yes.
Yeah, anyway, so it's good stuff. Make sure you guys are following Win, though. He's incredibly, incredibly talented. He just posted a great page that he was working on. And I don't know how those guys do the videos like that, but it's like a time-lapse video that he's working on one of the Kaiju Cuties pages. If you want to check that out, it's really, really cool. And his colors, oh my God, his colors. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, there are people that can art, and then there are people that can color, which is an art form of its own. But sometimes we have picked up some amazing team members that do both. And holy little baby Jesus.
Holy Hera.
Yeah. Somebody get Persephone in here. We've got some issues.
Give you a perspective on that Persephone.
Yeah.
You just watch that. It'll be a full-on au jus roast beef. Ugh.
Oh my gosh. You guys are going to get a bunch of roast beef from us. We're about it.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness. Anyway, so another cool thing about tonight, we are on Twitch, guys. We are on YouTube, and we are on Facebook. That's exactly why I'm not showing you any naughty covers, because Twitch says no to that.
It's not like you're endorsable or anything.
I'm not. They've already told me. Everybody came out and was like, "We're like day one of us streaming like 2 years ago. We shan't endorse that one." Oh, well, okay.
Thou shalt not be endorsed.
Right. Do not be a grown folk that likes the body parts.
That looks strangely sandwiched leg. Nope. Red flag.
Somebody call Arby's. There's some segregation going on here, and I don't appreciate it.
That's
Well,
right.
and the first and second time I got flagged from Kickstarter.
Oh my gosh, that's because you did have roast beef hanging out.
I know. We just edited everything.
You did.
There was a cover. Like, that's how
They took one look at it. They went, "Whoa!"
This is anthropomorph. I'm like, that bunny's completely clothed. They're like, we're talking about the dinosaur. I'm like,
Hey.
oh, that one.
What a conversation, right? We're talking about the dinosaurs' beef, not the rabbit's beef.
I got confused. It was a different color than what I was looking for.
That's it. Oh my god.
Well, let's face it. We did hit so many of the workplace bingo slots with Wickline earlier today. He's like, oh my God. Because you have convention bingo, right? Well, you know, the being in management in this company, God bless.
Oh, Lord.
And he's
not
like,
help you.
Right? Like, this job is so fun. I'm like, yeah, it's only 10 a.m.
But HR is winning at business bingo. You know, you're in trouble.
I might have insider trading on that.
Gosh. Well, it's funny because, like, we work with a lot of people that have wanted to do certain things for a long time and have not been able to. You know, we work with people that have wanted to do certain types of art that have not been able to. You know, so just because of other things they have. And I'm going to tell you kids real quick. If you want to work at Marvel, you want to work at DC, whatever else, don't think you can't do other shit. All right. I'm real tired of that line going across people's fucking mouths. I can't work in this because I'll never get picked up by Marvel or DC. All right. So let's be real. If you were going to get picked up by Marvel or DC or a large indie company, such as ourselves, because we're getting there, much love to everybody that makes that happen, there is a point where it's like you have to figure out whether you're going to shit or get off the pot. You know, if you decide that you want to hold out till Marvel, you could hold out till you're 60 years old. There are cats every day that wait and don't get it. You know,
and there's other cats that start with some of the smaller independents.
Yeah.
And everything else. And then next thing you know, you hear, we lost them because they had moved to been picked up by.
Man, look, there are plenty of people that have worked in, I mean, I don't consider us porn, but there are plenty of people that have worked in porn that have moved from porn to high tier, you know, positions and companies. Don't not take work because you're worried that it's going to fucking beat you up or something. We work with people right now. You can ask April or Shawnee, ask anybody that rocks that little blue fucking flame, and they'll tell you we have cats that work with us that are monsters among men and women, fucking monsters. And like, we just got one that did a piece for us the other day that y'all aren't even allowed to see because I'm not going to show you. But I got it in hand and it's fucking cool. So it's actually grown to April, and April's going to do her April thing to it and then send it to somebody for inks. But it was beautiful, and it's by a guy that, oh my gosh, that's done it all when it comes to women in comics almost. Like, I mean, worked on the original Red Sonja stuff, you know, just gorgeous.
I think people are going to be blown away.
I really do as well. If not, what the fuck ever, I'm blown away.
Exactly.
I will hang that shit up in my fucking house and do a little dance every time I walk past it. Yep. So I don't keep, so speaking of in my house, I don't keep a lot of original artwork, guys. And that's something that everybody's like, well, do you have any? No, I don't. Because I either give it to fans, I sell it to fans, the artists sell it to fans, whomever, and it's one of those things where, and I do it on the cheap because I'd rather you have it than it sit in a folder somewhere in my office. And that's the reality of it. So
That it can sit in a folder at my house.
or on a wall. Don't mess
on a
with me.
wall.
You have a
Exactly.
beautiful piece that
Yeah,
you have an awesome one.
I do. I
I'm
was
a
very,
little
very
jelly.
lucky, and I love it. It's amazing.
Little jelly of that one. What's going on, John? How's it going, brother? Yeah, a little jelly of that one. But no, like, especially, look, original artwork is also hard to come by nowadays because most people do digital,
Yeah.
So if I do, I'll be doing cool stuff, even if it's sexy. That's the way to go, man. In reality, John, you have to do what's going to make you money, bro. What's going to make your stuff move. If it takes 30 years to get somewhere, fine. It took 30 years. But if it's 30 years of making money versus 30 years of not making money, I mean, I don't know. But I'm going to,
The rigidity of working for Marvel is so hard. Like, you can't even do natural creases in a clothing that might be even considered form-fitting. I can't work under that condition.
Wow. I mean, I knew it was bound to be restrictive, but I didn't realize it was.
It's bad.
To that degree.
They literally have it so broad spectrum for all ages. And I get that and I appreciate that, but I know I am not their artist for that.
Fair enough.
Well, it's sad, right? Like, it's sad because
I'm going to draw me some naked pirates.
Oh my God. I'm so ready.
I love
Look here. Hold on. I can show you guys something. I won't get kicked off here.
I love me some dinos with some,
Man, speaking of gorgeous work, we got some. What is Buddy's name? April, that is coming on and doing a little bit of bunny stuff. That's his stuff.
Oh, the Fit.
Yes. Oh yeah, the Fit.
He had done some covers for us last year under that pen name, and really did a pretty nice job. He did a BGD issue 4 cover, and he did some If It Hops trial stuff. Had a little bit of life, have its way with them, and now he's back, and I'm like, oh hey, it's like we can pick up like we never left. He's like, I'd really like to help that. I'm like, you got it, sir.
Yeah, like, I'm really, really excited to see what
he's
he does.
He's a good dude. It's nice to be able to, give people that chance to recover from whatever they're got going on, and then welcome them back with open arms.
John, you're absolutely correct, right? Like, but I think that is what it is, though, right? It's that when you start as a child and you're reading these books, it's all you know. Like, Marvel and DC were pretty much all we knew. But you'd get a little bit of Lady Death, or you get a little bit of Evangeline. Then you started getting some, Image, and you started getting some Top Cow.
We didn't call them the big two for nothing. I mean, that's
it.
They were comics at the time.
That's it. That's what it was. And then you had Dark Horse, and we loved Dark Horse, but everybody acted like it didn't exist. It was always Marvel and DC, right? So, like, and Dark Horse had some talent that fucking smoked Marvel and DC, but they don't talk about that kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's like the same thing with Image.
Dark Horse was an entity of DC, though.
Was it really?
Yeah. Vertigo, Dark Horse, and I think they had like there was
I don't think.
Is that Gus speak for he disagrees?
Yeah, I don't think so.
He is grunting in a very manly fashion, and I think Dustin could be the best to translate in that regard.
Yeah, he's saying the same thing I'm saying. I don't think so. I don't think it was.
So.
No, because Dark Horse has always been its own thing.
Has it?
Yeah, Dark
I
Horse is
know.
Dark Horse forever.
Okay. I remember like, what was it, 25, 30 years ago when I was working for Heroic Age Studios, they made a big deal about how Vertigo and Dark Horse were printing under DC.
Well, that can be fine. Look at IDW.
No,
Like,
that's
it's
not
like
an. It wasn't an.
Image had
It wasn't
Top
part of
Cow
DC.
and
Right, but
a whole bunch
it
of
wasn't that knitted. Vertigo was DC for sure. Yeah, see,
Oh, okay.
And Wildstorm.
Okay, John.
DC owns
Right,
Wildstorm, but they
but you
didn't. They don't have
also-
anything to do with Dark Horse.
you also
Okay.
have, like right now you have IDW, right? IDW puts out Disney stuff, even though Disney owns Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck and all that other jazz, right? But you also see what they do. They also print other books from other titles. IDW's got its fingers in a lot of stuff, you know. But no, I'm fairly certain Dark Horse has always been Dark Horse. But anyway, you didn't get to see a lot of Dark Horse when we were kids. Like when I was younger, before I hit like 13, the only place I could get comic books was 7-Eleven and Food Lion, right? So you could go and they'd have a spinning rack at Food Lion, like right where they have the soda machines or soda vendors now, and you could get your comics out of there. Same thing with 7-Eleven. You'd walk in and there'd be a spinner rack at 7-Eleven, but you'd never be able to get any kind of continuity, right? Like you'd go in there and there'd be some weird shit. There'd be like, Valiant was, and Valiant's been trying to make a comeback for a long time. But you didn't see those books. You got to see the Captain America, the Spider-Man, your X-Men stuff. Jesus, especially your Jim Lee X-Men everywhere, and it's just one of those things where, yes, so we get to this point where we think that's the outlet. Hell yeah, man. And that's the outlet though. That's where you go. You're like, oh fuck, that's what I want to be in. I want to be in Marvel or DC. It's like everybody talks about how they want to get into sports, but when they talk about wanting to play for sports, they mostly talk about a football team they're from or a hockey team from the area they're in, or a school they like. That's the same difference. Marvel and DC were the monopoly, and we grew up wanting to be in the cool kids club. But I got news for you, and April doesn't let me talk about it anymore. But I used to, every blue moon, joke about comparisons between an ethereal book, our art versus a Marvel book's art. And ladies and gentlemen, we the jury are here to tell you it's not quite as good as it used to be. Because as kids, we look at it with these rose-colored glasses. These are the most amazing stories and everything else. Hell yeah, they were. X-Men was like the light of my life. Spider-Man was the greatest thing I'd ever seen. I'm tattooed in all this stuff. Like I've branded myself with Marvel characters, and not like shoddy tattoos, like expensive ass tattoos. And it's like, it's one of those things where you realize though, that it may not be as green when you get on that side of the fence. That's all I'm saying. You may find that these mom and pop companies or these store exclusives, stuff like that is a much more open-ended thing for you to work in. What's going on, ES? Man, we got all kinds of ethereal hanging out in the chat tonight.
Yay.
Good shit. Anywho, I'm about to send ES a bunny book here in the next few days, I think. Very excited about that. But no, it's just something where you have to look at these things like it with a different type of perspective when you were young. Like right now, it's like, yeah, I did a cover with a vagina on it. Can I say that on Twitch or will they kick me off? Vagina. I'm still here.
I guess we're going to find out.
I'm still here. So anyway, you did the cover. April will call it the beef cover. There was a beef cover done. Whatever, man. You've been on our team for years. Get out of here with that nonsense. That's my point, John. That's exactly my point. Who cares? If they're mad at you for making money to pay your bills or making artwork that makes you happy,
That sounds like a them problem.
Yeah, it's not a you problem, brother. That's a them problem.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll tell you all day long, I don't do nothing but get compliments on the artwork that's on my body every day, and I walk around and I flash the world all day every day. So it's one of the things that's just, the body is beautiful, man. Doesn't matter what shape, form, creed, color, the body's beautiful. And it's something that we shouldn't be punished for working with, as long as we're doing it in a manner that is, conducive for what we're trying to put across.
I think
Like
one of the
April.
reasons that I resonate well with like your guys, because I think that that speaks to me. I was lucky enough where I was raised in a non-body conscious kind of way.
Yeah.
My folks raised me is that the body is beautiful and
That's it.
everything else. You have to be respectful and you have to be, understand that. But
That's
overall, it's like the human form is an amazing thing. And so there's no reason to be ashamed of
Fuck
what
yeah.
shape you are and everything. So yeah, so I was lucky enough to have that kind of upbringing. So when I see this sort of art out there and everything else, a lot of the indies and everything else, I'm like, yes, my people. So
I
I
I
love it. I love that celebration of that beauty that is inherent in a lot of different ways and shapes. So.
Well, it's one of those things where it's like, look, right? So like this is one of my favorite pieces of art ever
Mhm.
from us. Like ever. And Bear Witch is one of the coolest guys you can meet. He's incredibly talented. Um, and when we were looking at what covers we were going to put up or show off, between that one and this one from Carl the Man, uh,
Mhm.
you know,
I love
I
both their faces. They're both their faces just make me.
oh my gosh,
It
right?
makes me laugh. Yeah, I love it.
It's so much fun. Well, there's so much
Mhm.
animosity between those two characters that,
And
like,
summed up perfectly in one cover. I loved it.
yeah, we have so much fun with this book. My Metal Girl is something that was different for us and very much out of our norm when we did the first issue. Uh, that the second issue was just such a blast. And just so anybody's curious, that they'll be like, oh, how far along is the book? We're like halfway through that book now already. So lines, colors, the whole nine. Really, really proud of it. But, we are doing all different kinds of books now. So love stories, horror stories, action stories, pirate stories, uh, roast beef stories, all kinds of fun stuff. And I
Mhm.
think you guys are really going to enjoy the stuff that's coming out. I know that 2 books a month was something we first started doing, 2 books a month, that everybody thought was crazy. Just wait till you fuckers see 3 books a month. That shit's going to be bad shit crazy, and we'll be doing that by the end of the year. I'm sure. I'm sure you'll see 3 books a month by the end of the year. And a lot of people are like, well, are you worried about um, funds? Like, let's say Shawnee has, $40 to spend on comics a month. That is not how much Shawnee spends. And that's not anybody's business. I'm just using that as an example. So Shawnee is $40. Okay. She can pick, 3 books a month, right? All right. So, but what Shawnee does is Shawnee waits till that third book drops for the month. Okay. And then she goes, I'm going to do a pick 3, you know? And most of the time, if a book is dropped that month, we add it to the following campaign in case anybody missed it,
Yep.
so they can snag their books. Now, I've always looked at Ethereal like this. If you like one book, it doesn't mean you're going to like every book we put out. It doesn't mean you're going to want to collect every book we put out.
Mhm.
Thinking like that, thinking that people need to get every book, is a very small-minded mentality. It is not a long-term mentality. That is the please satiate me right now, and that is not the way the world works. You're not successful doing that. That doesn't work. You have to understand that people may not like this book, but they like this book, or they like that book and not this book, you know. when it comes to ethereal, I think we have like 14, 15 IPs right now. I mean, it's
A
up
lot.
there. And I can't remember shit when it comes to numbers like that anymore. But it's like when we put out a book, most of the time people will check it out and they'll like it and they'll enjoy it. But every blue moon, you'll be like, well, I'm not a love story guy, so Frog Legs is not for me, But you may be like, I like voodoo, and Frog Legs is voodoo or food, because there's actual like recipes and fun stuff in Frog Legs. Starting in when we print issue 2, one of my favorite recipes will actually be printed in the back of each of those books, just so everybody's aware. That's a fun thing that we're gonna add to that, and that's an additional page you don't have to pay for, so please don't stress it. It's fun.
That's just a fun little perk.
It's just a fun little perk, And I like to cook, so there's all kinds of fun stuff that are going to be put in the book. But you may decide that you don't like horror, whatever. Not every book's horror that we put out. You may like dinosaurs. You may not like dinosaurs. You may like bunnies. Not everybody likes bunnies, but you may like If It Hops because they're trying to kill bunnies. I mean, whatever's good. You know how many people have come and told me that I awakened fetishes in them? What the fuck? I appreciate you guys sharing. I had no idea, though. Thank you so much for sharing with me. And I'm glad I could help you find new and exciting things to pay attention to in your lives.
And if you really do need more of that type of thing, you just come see me in October.
That's right. April teaches me all kinds of things, not firsthand. She just gives me the knowledge.
So just based on a quick run through of what I have and what I know and what I've pre-ordered, there's 13 ongoing titles.
Okay.
This is just that I think are currently out.
Yeah.
And then that's not including the two like specials, the Christmas special and the Halloween special.
Yeah.
So,
oh my gosh.
So, yeah.
Speaking of Brian Oscara, who was just in here, if he's not still in here, he's finishing up the Halloween issue right now. So
yay.
Love that guy. He's incredibly talented. Another
and then of course then you add in there's the ones that's coming on the red label and there's Kaiju.
Oh my gosh. The red label has 1, 2, 3. It has 3 books in production right now, like being made right now. So that's dope. April's like, which ones? And I'm going to say, she's going to say which ones. And I'm going to go, well, let's jump into that real quick right now. Why don't wait? So you've got Crimson Sails, which will be the first book that drops. Mm-hmm. Then you've got Kaiju Cuties, which will be the second book that drops. Then you've got The House of Laughs, which will be the third book that drops. So, and then you have the yet unnamed book about Athena that is currently in production as well. So,
yes,
4 books for the red label.
So, yep.
Everybody's like, how do you have enough content to do 3 books a month? Fuck
around. Oh, dude, you don't even know.
It's just because I don't have those written in the book.
The book.
Yeah. Oh, Shawnee, you'll probably get a chance to see.
Oh my gosh, the book.
The Book of Benevolence. I love it.
Everything by hand.
I do. I'm so very analog.
It's the Bible.
It's like the King James version because I have the original back here.
Yeah, where it really started. Oh man, but it's literally got I'm
excited to potentially be in the presence of the book.
It's gonna be interesting. It's the quickest, fastest way that I can keep everything organized.
If it works for you,
it helps me like find stuff that I said, oh yeah, I'm gonna look into that a year ago. There's a place for it to go.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm also I do understand the analog because I am a pen to brain kind of gal. So it's like for me, it's like if I really truly want to remember something, I need to write it down. The physical act of writing something down helps stick it in my head.
I have 1,000 sticky notes everywhere. Everywhere.
You should get yourself a book.
I have one on my pant leg that tells me what color my britches are because I just don't remember. Just jot that shit
Is
down
that
right quick.
supposed to be important? I
Well, it is, because if you go to piss or something and you realize there's a different color underwear, you might have thought they were somebody else's. That's all I'm saying. So you just put your little sticky note there to make sure that those are the ones you were supposed to be wearing.
Because you never know when somebody's going to ask.
You never know. Someone could have swapped them when you weren't paying attention.
I think I noticed that. But
I might have noticed that, but then I would have forgotten it happened, and then I would have questioned it. I have to tell my wife.
There is that. Yes.
Let that happen, and then she'd remind me.
I know. I think April is going. There's not enough. I haven't had enough alcohol
there
yet.
are so many other things that I get after you to remember or to write down. That's just fucking wasteful.
That is not the one.
No.
You're wasting a sticky
That's
note.
not even on the list.
Right. That shit's expensive.
Oh my gosh. The Dollar General, those aren't sticky. Those don't work as good. Walmart's expensive. Dollar General doesn't even work. Oh
You go flip it, it goes.
Yeah.
It's the Temu
Well,
version.
it's bad when something on your pants goes limp. It's just not great. So just saying, the sticky note, they just kind of flop sometimes. Whatever. Jesus. Don't judge
No
me.
longevity, no staying power.
Right. They just don't work as good as the other ones do.
That's right.
I don't know. Word up, I guess.
Are we still talking about sticky notes?
Oh my gosh. I was hoping we were. Anyway, so it is currently 9/11. We were excited to get on and talk to you guys about this show. We're really, really pumped about it. Like I said, get on there and check out the Kickstarter. All our books get better every time we put a book out. That's no bullshit. They all get better. John said they have a pill for that. They don't have a pill for my sticky notes. Jesus. And if they did, I'd forget to take it. So,
True.
you guys think I'm exaggerating? If you look, one of these days, all right. So when we get the new house built in the next couple of years, and we build the add-ons and stuff for the business, wait till you guys get to actually come up, because we're gonna fly people out for signatures and stuff, so you guys get to meet artists and all kinds of cool stuff. That is a plan that is in place. Yes, because we're all excited about it. Anywho, you'll get to meet April, and she's such a star. And anywho, so you'll get to see all the sticky notes, because I'm sure they're going to be everywhere. Everywhere, the sticky notes. I don't bring them to cons, though, because I rely on April to remember the things at the cons.
Just when nobody's looking, I'm going to go through and mess up the order.
Don't do that. Do not. I love my daughter to pieces. I'm going to tell you guys one funny story, another one before we get out of here tonight. I love my daughter to pieces. She's 13 years old. She is the apple of my eye. Other than my son, I love him, but he's a turd. So, anyway. So, I love him enough to make sure his name is used in one of my books.
Mm-hmm.
That says a lot. Anyway, so we're up here, and mind you, I ship a lot, like a lot. And I'm sitting up here, and sometimes I try to get stuff out to you guys so fast that I just don't have enough hands. So I'll get my daughter to help me by putting the labels on the boxes, right? And I don't know how this occurred, but somehow I guess she shifted paper and all these labels fell on the floor, right? They all fell on the floor. And I had to go by hand and open like 116 Geminis to put these fucking labels back in order. And, so yes, don't move the labels. Don't adjust the stickies. Don't flick the fucking thing. It just doesn't work. Anywho.
Wait.
Yeah.
Didn't we talk about this? Like, when you get your package, you just write the backer number on it.
That's why that started. So now I actually write, if you look under your label, not all of them, but most of them will actually have the backer number underneath the label, the shipping label, so that I don't have to worry about the
I
stuff.
thought this was a recent story, and I was going to be like, shame.
No. That's the
And I'm sure his signature is worth something. So he's down there saying that he's.
That's what I hear, but I sign things for free. So what you do with it after you've got it is your business.
But we'll bring him from Australia, right? We'll try and get him.
Yeah. ES's signature is important. It helps me find stuff that I'm missing, especially on the internet. So whatever, I used Google Drive for my life. If I couldn't find folders, I would be the saddest some bitch walking around.
I have seen you pretty sad. Where is it?
So we've seen a little bit on the show every now and then when you go to show us something and you can't, it's not where you thought it was.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
I watch your little brain go, ah.
I love how she said my little brain. Did you catch that? She's like, I watch your little brain, and I'm just like, I'm like a little fucking bird. I'm like, peep, 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 peep.
We don't have the grunt vocabulary to like handle.
That's what it is.
It's okay. It's okay.
Whatever. You want to see something cool? Bam. Go check that cover out on fucking My Metal Girl 2. It looks great.
Isn't that background amazing?
It is amazing. Wonder who did that.
Couldn't tell you.
Oh my gosh.
Some unknown.
I like that one too. That's a good one too.
Oh yeah,
that's
I
an
love
awesome
those
one,
glasses.
Man, so much fun. I really like that one though.
Mm-hmm.
There's like
I noticed after the fact, it's kind of like one of those bicycle chains around her leg. It's got the plastic that goes around the actual chain link.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? That's so cool. There's like texturing to it. I just wasn't paying attention. And then I was like, whoa, like
every time I see it, I notice something different.
Yeah.
Right.
I just now noticed the inner thigh about seeing the inner workings. I didn't notice it before. I'm like, oh, that is so cool.
Right.
I would show you the other version of that, but again, Twitch says no.
Yeah, that's fine.
But then that one's good too.
Yeah.
Absolutely love. I'm a big fan of all these covers. Like they all look so good.
Had a lot of good ones.
Like I had a hard time choosing, narrowing it down to what I was going to get. So
it was
tough.
It was a tough one. It was a tough one. What's funny? Speaking of tough ones, going to the Red Label. We are not doing anywhere near as many covers, ladies and gentlemen. Anywhere near as many. And
no, we still have the amount of covers. It's a drastic reduction in available artists.
Right.
So we'll have like 5 or 6 artists. It's very exclusive. Very exclusive. 5 or 6 artists who will put out a somewhat safe for work, not safe for work, and then a hold on Nelly kind of cover.
I like a hold on cover. I'm not that long.
And it's worth a grunt or two, but I don't need to hear it. So most of them will be offering 3 versions. So it's gonna be about the same amount of covers. They're all going to be amazing. The ones that we've already had submitted in are like, oh my gosh, I have seen my fair share of ethereal art. And I'll tell you, not every single one of them hits the mark, but every single fucking one of these has been like, oh, I really want to buy the original to that.
Yes.
Shit.
I've lived that. Like frequently lately. You know what? Now I have to show you the Art Voyager cover.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Let me see if I can find that. Oh man.
So yeah.
So I'm going to be tempted. Someone be tempted to try and get more original art, huh? Dang it.
I don't know. I'm just saying it's been pretty amazing.
All right, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, let me see if I can.
Those are the types of drama and tough decisions I can handle.
Yes. Well, the fun thing about this is it's such a like difference. Like it's such a scale difference that I don't know how to explain it. Like it's really.
I also like it too that, I mean, well, like I said, like my metal girl was a tough decision for me to try to pare it down. But I also know too that down the road, if I manage to get a little more budget, save a little more money and everything else, I can go to the website or I can contact you and say,
Absolutely.
hey, I have a little extra. Can I get?
Right.
So
For sure.
it's always a possibility, and that helps. That helps me a little bit to know that
Yeah.
it's not a completely lost cause. Down the road, there's always a possibility of getting more. So
it's one of those things where it's like, I like you having the ability to get the books if you want them. You know what I mean? Now, on the website, to be fair, I don't put exclusives on the website. Right. So I do like it to have value for you as the people that pick them up early. I do like you to have that kind of recognition. Look at that cart! Oh my God! Oh.
Boom. There it is.
If anyone was curious about why we were cutting down the number of artists and limiting who we allow to do the books, if that doesn't show you why, I don't know what does. Yes, very proud of this book. Very, very proud of this book.
Like them are some amazing thighs on that cover.
Oh my God, them thighs is snooze. But it's one of those things where when it comes to the artwork, we're all so proud of it and we all work so hard, but it's also the story. It's so important to me. Like, I never want you to be bored with something. I never want you to figure it out early. I never want anything like that. And when it comes to especially the Red Label, I've written technically three issues for the Red Label already. But I wrote the outline and story for Crimson Sails, and then I handed it to Dan Wickline. So it was such a cool amalgamation of the two of us working together, because I have never written with anyone before, not like that. And it was really, really cool. And I know you guys are going to enjoy it. And the Voyager is amazing. He's going to take you guys on a hell of a fucking trip, I promise.
So aptly named Voyager. We're going on a voyage with Voyager.
Absolutely. Get on your boat, Missy. It's going to be mad fun. Toot. Anywho, I have a couple more boxes to put together before they go out tomorrow morning. So I'm going to hop off here. Again, thank you all so much. If you get the opportunity, swing by Phoenix, say hi to us. Please, if you're there, swing by and say hi. It means a lot.
Even if it's just a walk by waving.
Yeah, dude. As long as you're not like helicoptering when you pass, we'll all be okay. I promise.
Oh, that sounds fun. But yeah, so booth number is 1668. We are not in Artist Alley. You will need to find us on the main showroom floor. Yes. We'll be over by where the guest signatures are. So 1668.
Right up.
That was a good year.
Excited. We got like one number off 69. They couldn't have given us 69.
Well, they probably could have, but it might have been facing the wrong direction.
Oh.
Fair.
Or by a pylon.
I was almost in the bathroom the last time I was there.
That would have been very convenient.
It would have. Then I could remember what color my britches were.
And on that note.
Anyway, you guys have a great night. Thanks for hanging out with us. So much fun. We're all excited. We can't wait to see you next week. Take it easy and have a hell of a good weekend.